Yo, what's going on, people? Aiden here. Today we're having a look at Lebron James for EA UFC 5, and this is one of them what if scenarios. If he came over to the heavyweight division, would he just smoke everyone? And it's the same for other basketball players and other top athletes from other sports. Like, how would they do in MMA? Do you know what I mean? With the frame that these guys got, the reach that they got, and then looking at sort of some of the fighters that have done really well with long ranges, like obviously John Jones for one example, but there are others maybe out there as well that we can think of who've got decent reach and they're just able to do a lot of damage just physically, thanks to what they're physically able to do. So I think LeBron James, obviously, given that he's a top athlete in another sport, would probably be able to come over in MMA, but maybe not at this age, but when he's younger. Do you know what I mean? So you guys see how you're going to be able to fight with him online. Obviously we can't get his height to exactly what it's supposed to be. He's at 198 and I think in real life he's like 216 or something ridiculous like that. So, you know, there was Shaquille O'Neal in UFC 10. I remember that one, for example. So it's interesting to think about these different athletes coming from different backgrounds and stuff like that. I think one of the things is MMA is never going to pay as much as what these athletes are worth, and basketball obviously and other sports like that, when they're not going to be smashing up their bodies as well at the end of the day, it's probably more appealing than to come to MMA. But you know, some people we just gravitate towards these kind of sports. It is what it is. But yeah, that's one of the things that is always a question. It's a what if, like, you know, one day if the UFC did pay athletes like 30-40 million a fight or something like that, put them on a level of boxers and stuff like that. But then you could always argue the case that, well, boxing pays that much, so why didn't they go to boxing, for example? So I don't know, I guess people just rather do like stuff where they're not smashing themselves up. But anyway, body number 14 for the body type, I think that's a good fit. Body number 1, I think it's just a bit too skinny, and this one is the longest arms and it's got a decent frame as well to him, so that's what we're going for this one. And then let's have a look at the rest of it now. So for the eyes, we're going for common eyes brown, and then face template number 8, and then follow the sliders as you see on the screen to get the same results as mine. We're going to be doing a little bit of tattoo work in a sec, just on the arms, and it's quite straightforward for this one. There's nothing too advanced, there's nothing too difficult. So yeah, I hope you guys like this one. Thank you all so much for the support as always, and let's see what we're going to be doing next in terms of creating characters and creating fighters for this. I don't know if we're going to be doing more sports personalities, something like that. Is there someone else that people, you know, another top name or something that might be worth adding to the game? Let me know and I'll see what I can do. And obviously I've got the list to review as well from earlier in the year as well. There's like quite a lot of people to get through, so we'll see where we're going to go, see what makes sense, and then hopefully, yeah, keep the show on the road. So left arm tattoo, we're going to be jumping in with Celtic Tribal number 8 on the left arm over here, and then on the right arm we're going to be jumping in with Celtic Tribal number 18, Celtic Tribal 8 and Celtic Tribal 18. So then for the head and body, straightforward ones, animals number 21 on the eyebrow on one side, and then similarly on the other side as well, and we're just going to be thickening up the eyebrows, and I'm going to do a zoom at the end as well so we can see with a little bit more detail what I've done. And then clever font number 9 on the forehead area to give him those forehead lines, and there's 4 of them in total. I think I've split them 2 on one side and then sort of 2 long ones, I think, something like that. But anyway, let's just do the zoom and I'll be able to explain it a little bit better. Is that the zoom? It's the zoom we got? No, that's the zoom we got. Okay, cool. So you can see one of them here on this side just over the eyebrow, and then you got another one just here on the other side of his face over the other eyebrow, and then got one straight down the middle of his temple, one straight down the middle of his temple, and then on the eyebrow side got animals number 21 on either side of his face and another side as well. So yeah, that's a wrap for LeBron James, man. Thank you all so much for the support, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. What's going on over there? I'm Aiden, I'm out of here, peace.